Good night. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
How are you doing?
Oh, good. I recognize the voice already. It's
Yes, so
Minister Guy
I want to
Joseph.
touch on 2 points.
Yes.
The first one is concerning the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is amazing sitting down and listening to people who are supposed to be educated and intelligent, and the foolishness that passes for factual information in St. Lucia. Now, Norbert, for those who do not know, this is Guy Joseph speaking here. I have been accused of being corrupt, of being a thief, of being all kinds of things in government, without a shred of evidence of anything other than political accusation.
Yes.
Not a piece, some fake document presented by Ernest Hiliare about some investigation going on in the U.S. Now, this same Ernest Hiliare is part of a government that paid in excess of $3 million for an investigation. But today I heard them talking about what should happen and what should not happen in St. Lucia. Then I move on to Philip J. Pierre, leader of the opposition, who said that he is going to stand and one of his principles would be that they would tolerate nothing corrupt, nothing crooked. Yet still, I saw the same Philip J. Pierre in a press conference talking about we will stand with Ernest Hiliare. But Pierre does not have a choice. He was the Minister of Transport. Ask him how that Range Rover got registered. And as we speak, I have written to Customs through the Ministry of Transport to find documentation for the legal registration of the vehicle. It's not available. So the first question Philip J. Pierre should answer the people of St. Lucia is how did this vehicle get registered under his watch without proper documentation? The second issue, Norbert, and you touch on it briefly, pertaining to buying of vehicles. You ever heard more foolishness about buying a vehicle? I mean, you buying a vehicle, and because you were not there, the vehicle had to be registered
in somebody else's name
in order to be shipped. Who say so? You mean if I go and buy a brand new vehicle in the U.S., I have to go to the Department of Transport, register the vehicle for me to be able to ship the vehicle to St. Lucia? I mean, for Ernest Hiliare to come on television and to talk that set of foolishness, and for reporters in St. Lucia, who we are supposed to listen to get information about what is happening, to allow that to pass on as news.
That's right.
And not being able to question. I mean, where you hear, you have to register the vehicle in somebody's name for you to be able to ship it to St. Lucia. So the first vehicle he purchased, on whose name was it purchased? How was it purchased? Now, the obvious, in fact, it is so obvious that they don't even want to deal with it. Because the only reason why this second vehicle went through this rigmarole is because somebody was trying to evade something. I don't know how much money was involved. For that matter, it does not even matter how much money is involved. What comes into question, Norbert, is how could St. Lucians and people who are intelligent and news reporters highlight that a man said that the reason why the vehicle was registered that way it was for the purposes of shipping the vehicle,
Nonsense.
to make documentation to ship a vehicle. But now that I can stay in St. Lucia.
That's right.
I can order a vehicle in any part of the world.
That's
I
right.
can pay for it, and it can be shipped on
That's right.
my name.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have ordered several vehicles. All of them come from Japan.
Yeah.
And when they come to St. Lucia, they arrive here on my name.
But people do it, St. Lucians do that every day.
So for Hiliare to think that he can fool the people of St. Lucia by coming with this cock and bull story about the registration of the vehicle. Because remember, Norbert, in Parliament, I told him, y'all want to investigate me. I can stand any investigation because you cannot find what is not there. But you see, in his case, you have found something that is there. And if something had not gone on, then that situation, why his first vehicle had no issues? And then you're talking about, so look at where he catches himself, Norbert. So Tafawa Williams could not purchase the vehicle because he already had a vehicle on his name.
But that doesn't prevent him from purchasing
So
another
there's
vehicle.
a law in England that says you can only own one Range Rover. Is that what the law is? So this foolishness, these fellas need to owe up. And I'm not even worried about Philip J. Pierre. You see, Kenny Anthony, Minister of Finance, he was in charge when that happened. The two honchos of the Labour Party that followed, Alva Baptist, Minister of Foreign Affairs, they know everything that's happening everywhere else. He don't know what was happening under his watch in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And Philip J. Pierre was Minister of Transport.
Mm-hmm.
It had to take a combination
That's right.
of all of these people.
Over
so you
there
can
and
well
over here.
understand why
That's right.
they are eager to defend Hiliare and to stand with him. Because when you're part of the crookedness already, you have to continue to try and defend. Or else you have to come out clean and tell the people of St. Lucia what transpired with this thing. And it is obvious. I mean, for customs, for anybody to look at this, no other St. Lucian. Not too long ago, Norbert, a couple of vehicles was taken from somebody for pre-delivery.
Yeah.
Because
That's about 3 weeks ago.
documentation
That's about
was
3 weeks
not
ago.
in place.
Yeah.
The question that remains, and that is why I've been trying to get the information. And if I have to help that person to get a lawyer to sue the customs for discrimination, because how can a man have a vehicle on pre-delivery for 5 years? You do nothing to deal with him. But another man who has a vehicle, less than a year on a pre-delivery, you go in after him and you go in to seize his or detain his vehicle until. So
You can satisfy
that's
the
a
people.
preference arrangement
Yeah.
from what I'm seeing there.